Kia ora guys, welcome back to the Black Jersey. It's your boy Max and I'm the host of this channel. Today I've got two very special guests joining me for a bit of a Q&A ahead of the Pacific Force series for the Black Ferns. I've got some new caps here, so I'd love to get them to introduce themselves to you guys.
Kia ora everyone, I'm Kelsey. Kia ora everyone, my name is Kaipo.
As you can see, these two are pretty excited about getting the call-ups. Wayne Smith, who was the former All Blacks assistant coach, is now the head coach of the Black Ferns. He's gone for a totally new look for this team, and he's just totally shown his faith in the rookies. So it's really good to see him getting Kaipo and Kelsey into the squad. First off, I'll start things by asking, how did it first feel for you two to get the call-up to the Black Ferns?
Yeah, pretty amazing. I mean, I'm involved with the Seven, so this would be my second call-up for Black Ferns 15s. And so it felt like the two call-ups felt completely different. This one felt more surreal in a weird way, just because I knew that Kaipo was going for the black jersey as well, so I was hoping, she had got the call up. So it was kind of like that on edge feeling, like excited for me, but also for my sisters that are trying to be there as well. So yeah, it was a proud and emotional feeling.
Yeah, mine's basically the same as Kelsey's. It was such a mean feeling, honestly, getting the call from Wesley. And obviously rugby being like a huge part of my life. And then just getting the call, I was just like, wow, like I haven't stopped smiling since the day I've got the call. It's been so crazy. And then being with Kelsey on when she got the call, we were together when she got the call up. So then we were like, what the heck? Like, this is like so cool to be in this team together.
No, that's super cool for you guys. First call-up's always a pretty crazy one, based on everything I've heard. So about the call-ups and stuff, I just want to ask you two as well, who was the first person you told about being selected?
It was my mum. I called the family group chat on Messenger, but she was the only one that picked up. She was just ecstatic. Like, I think, like her, it was a different feeling. Something that I can't really describe, but no, she was very proud of me, and I still haven't told my brother or my dad because I want them to find out on social media. I want them to get a heck, but yeah.
My people I told was my sister and my sisters and my mum. I just ran into their room and just told them. It was, and they were super excited for me.
That's super cool as well, having all the support and stuff. So when growing up, girls, did you ever see the call up to the Black Ferns as being possible?
For me, I did. Hockey was my first sport. That was my priority, and I wanted to reach that high performance level in the Black Sticks. But then rugby was presented to me at high school, and I was like, hey, this is really cool, like, why not? And I kind of we did all sports because we're from Gisborne and it's a small town, so you kind of can get into all the teams. But I think I've always known from a little girl that I've wanted to reach that high performance level as an athlete, and I think whatever came to me first, I was like, I'm just going to take it with two hands. So I think I definitely knew in mind that I was going to make it someday or somehow, but it was definitely a minute goal of mine.
Awesome stuff. How about you, Kaipo?
Basically, the same as Kelsey. I started at primary school and I was actually the only girl playing rugby. So ever since then, I've always just dreamt of this moment, and I still can't believe that I'll be wearing the black jersey on Saturday or on Monday. Oh my God, on Monday. Still an unreal feeling.
Yeah, that's awesome. So now that you two have made the big leagues, both at a very young age as well, what exactly inspired you as a whole to play the sport in the first place?
Good question.
I'll let us just think.
I think just sports in general. Like, I love playing sports. I was a very, sporty girl. I love doing anything. sports related, and so like I said, rugby was presented to me a bit later on in my junior years, but it was, I think, the support that came with it and the opportunities that came with it, like coming out of primary school, then into intermediate, then high school. Like rugby was a new up and coming thing for girls. You know, it wasn't really a girls' sport, so I think it was let's try this because it's something new for me, other than just playing hockey most of my life. So yeah, it was like I want to give this a go.
What inspired me? Well, like I said, being the only girl in the rugby team, I honestly wanted to just show the boys that girls can play rugby. Because, like when back in primary school, the boys used to always just be like, girls can't play rugby, whatnot. But then obviously I showed them up and smashed them. Basically, just showing that girls can play rugby. It's not just a boys' sport.
I'll add in, they can play very well as well. Everyone should watch these. I've noticed that you two, you get on pretty well and stuff. So when did you first actually play rugby together, or was it against each other?
It was definitely against each other.
And we don't like playing against each other. We'd rather play with each other.
It was in primary school because we've grown up most of our life together. We're related from Tiki in Gisborne. So so it was in primary school. I went to I've been to different schools. Well, we both have all our lives, but Gisborne's small, so her primary school is just around. So we'd play against each other, and I like her. I was like one of the only girls in the team, and having to run at each other, run it straight. But yeah, that was probably the first time that we started playing together.
That's all good. I think I know who was putting the step on and who was running who over, eh?
I mean,
I'm a back, she's a forward.
So definitely running around me
and her bunting me over.
Yeah. So for Kaipo, just in particular, you've had a bit of a hard time with injuries lately. In 2021, you had a bit of a ACL injury. Did this create any setbacks towards your rugby career?
Yeah, it definitely created a setback for me. It was super hard. Obviously, I felt like I was at my peak. Like being in like the Black Ferns environment for a little bit, and then getting injured at my first club rugby game. It was super hard. But I just surrounded myself with positive people, with my family. This one helped me through so much. And that's just what helped me get through like the bad mindset and just switching my thoughts to positive thoughts. But yeah.
All good. And seriously, guys, it's incredible to see this one playing so well on the return from injury. Is there like any particular advice that you could give to some younger athletes listening on, how they can deal with it, good ways to assist with recovery, just getting back to fitness and stuff?
Like I said, just honestly surrounding yourself with positive people and not negative people that are just going to bring you down. Because what helped me was just being with my family, my closest friends, and just having the mindset of like it's gonna get better. Like there is a better part. Like there is a
light at the end of the
light at the end of the tunnel.
On the return from injury, as I mentioned for everyone who's watching and listening, Kaipo here was absolutely immense for the Hurricanes on return. Do you have any tips for the audience on how exactly you run the ball and the carry so hard?
Just run hard.
I don't
know.
I think Kaipo, she knows she's like a smiling assassin. But I think, yeah, she's strong. She's very strong and she's very humble. So she doesn't, I think she doesn't hype herself up.
Yeah. All good. We've had a few questions here from the number 8. Now we're going to go on to Kelsey, the centre. For Kelsey, as we've mentioned, you've previously competed as an athlete in hockey and in waka ama. What actually, we've talked about how you ended up choosing rugby, the support systems around you. What was the key thing about the support systems in rugby that finally, I guess, finalised the decision about playing rugby full time?
Yeah, I think like from a young age, like you said, playing hockey, doing waka ama, I think they all really helped and were basically they contributed to me finalising my decision in rugby. They both, like all amazing sports, had amazing coaches. I think it was just the opportunities that came with it. Like I would go to, I would have to travel long distances to go to hockey trials. I would have to, like it's quite an expensive sport as well. Waka ama, you don't really, there's not really a pathway for waka ama. It's kind of more of an enjoyment and fun hobby of mine to do on the side. So rugby was a goal because I knew that there was life for me in it. And yeah, I just knew that I wanted to make it in something, and I think rugby, the opportunities, like I said, came to me. I was getting selected for teams through high school, and then moved on to camps and going into the Black Ferns camps. Like that's probably what helped finalise it for me. And then obviously I got the call up. So yeah, it was like, well, I'm going to take it. So, yeah.
Like centered around the systems I'm understanding and stuff.
Pardon me?
Oh, sorry. I was just saying, like, so what I'm understanding is, it was basically centered around the systems, and the organisation of it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
The next question I have, everyone, for Kelsey is, goodness me, so you signed to play for the Black Ferns Sevens straight out of school. How did this, like, assist with the transition into playing for the Chiefs Manawa for the inaugural Wahine Super Rugby game in 2021?
Oh man, yeah. Like for me, I've always been determined, and so in school, I actually didn't really enjoy school because I'd be sitting in class just thinking, oh, what am I going to do at training? Like, just being excited to leave school and go train. And I think getting the call up straight, like I didn't even finish school. I had 3 weeks to go and I couldn't sit my exams because I went straight into pre-season with the girls, and so that was like a whole nother level. Coming from schoolgirls rugby to straight into a high performance environment was, it was hectic, and I had to really adapt and I guess grow really fast
and mature.
Mature really fast. Still getting there now. And I think it's helped me. It's definitely helped me to be in the position I am now, and to then to get selected for the Chiefs. That was another goal that I never thought was possible. But in the back of my head, I knew it could be. But the timing of it was more so what I thought couldn't be possible, was how early on in the stages of coming out of school that I was selected for these teams, rather than I thought it would be more down heading towards my future goals.
We can definitely give a hand there. My wife told me not to ask this question, but surely you'll get Kaipo to join the Mighty Chiefs for next season.
No, she can come home. I actually told this one to come to Manukura, but didn't work.
Very good. Kelsey, also, you were still 19 last I checked. So how does it feel to be a teenager and representing the country? Like, that's huge.
Yeah. Just turning 19 in May. So, I think I've always looked at it as age is not really, it's just a number. And if you really have that drive and that passion for something, you can, it's possible. And so I think my peers around me have always known I've been like that as well, and I think I've always just looked in front of me and just like, yep, that's my goal, I'm going to chase it. And I've, even from a young girl, like I remember bouncing on the tramp and I wanted to do a backflip, but I just couldn't get it. And so from like 8 o'clock in the morning to like 5 in the afternoon, my dad said I was just going, like almost breaking my neck. Like that's how determined I am. So yeah.
I just want to add in there that Kelsey's probably one of the workers that I do know. Like, no, but she honestly is. When she puts her mind to something, like she is determined to reach that goal. And if people say no, she can't do that, she'll show you that she can do that. And yeah, obviously it shows that.
Oh, I love it. As we've discussed earlier, Kelsey here wasn't actually originally named in the team for everyone who's watching. So Kaipo, as you were originally named in the squad on the media day, etc., how did it feel to be gaining a relative, someone close to you, as a teammate in the Black Ferns?
Well, we actually have another Gizzy girl, Renee Holmes. I was like, we messaged each other straight away. We were like, wow, like what the heck? And I was honestly so happy to have another girl that I knew in the team back home. And then being with Kelsey, I was actually there when she got the call. It was my birthday and we were together. And
we thought I was getting in trouble because my sevens coach called me Corey, and we were preparing for her birthday party. And so, you know,
we were like, oh my god, what's
and
happening?
then I was like, guys, turn music down. And so I thought he was, because they were overseas at the time, and I thought like I was getting a growling for, I guess, being at a birthday party. And then he was like, we want you to go into the 15s and experience it and, you know, get a. So I was like, whoa, yeah.
Yeah. And then I just couldn't hold it in. We were just like, I was just so happy for her. And yeah, I can't even explain, words can't even honestly explain like the feeling I have for this one making the team, because it's exciting and yeah, super proud.
It's one thing for Kaipo, a brilliant number 8, to be in the Black Ferns, but it's another to be joined by one of the homies, eh? So
my mate, I would say she's one of my best mates. So yeah, it's honestly super cool to have somebody in the team that debuting together.
Pretty good. Kelsey's old man's also had a bit of a yarn about being a dual code international between either rugby and hockey or rugby and golf. Just got the 40-minute thing. So yeah, like if you had to choose between rugby and golf or rugby and hockey, which one of the options would you go for?
Oh, I mean, the money and golf, like. So I've always played hockey, and golf just came natural to me because it's a similar swing. And my family have grown up around it. My dad, my opa, my mum's dad, and my brother have played it, and my cousins, basically everybody. And he was like, "Come on, this is where the money is. Make us rich." And it's less body demanding too. So I think I made the right decision. But I think if that was, I think that would be my backup after this. Might go try that, but I think Lydia Coe would still take me out of the I don't think I could reach that. He said he wanted me to do driving tournaments instead of like actual golf. Doing the driver, so I might do that.
I'm losing count, man. I don't think there's enough fingers on my hand for me to remember all the codes. So I'll start off with this next question here. So being new to the Black Ferns environment, I was wondering how you two would describe stepping up from Super Rugby and the Farah Palmer Cup to like test level in terms of training, schedule, things like that.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot different, professional-wise. Just I guess you have a lot more things for you, like as in like your physio, your nutritionist, we have doctor. So basically everything you need as an athlete is provided to you. And yeah, so in say like in the Farah Palmer Cup, you don't really get that. You just have your coach and your physio. So yeah, it's a lot more different, but not different in a way. The training's a lot longer,
more intense.
Yeah, skill. Yeah, it's a lot higher because you would expect that in an environment like this. But the stepping stones from being at club rugby to Farah Palmer Cup to Super Rugby, it's helped to be in this environment and not feel so much as an outsider or just a newbie, as you would say. So
from the point of view of a forward being new to the environment, how is it for you in contrast to Kelsey?
I feel like it's not that different, hey? Like, I feel like as a forward, it's just more like, what's the word?
Body demanding.
Yeah, and like the contact is obviously so much more higher. Like, it's like, whoa, like coming from club rugby and then straight into the Black Ferns is like so much different being a forward, because then I'm like already bruised up and I haven't even started our game yet.
Yeah, the trainings, like the forwards came in a week before camp, before we all came in to just start and get their things right. And so yeah, like just that's an example of how much different it is compared to say club rugby. You're coming in from Friday night's training to play Saturday. Yeah, so it's quite high.
Physical demand would just be off the charts. Like, I'd hate to be training with the Black Ferns. I'd just get dominated like crazy, man. So
it doesn't help with single beds either.
Oh no! Oh no! So Wayne Smith, as I mentioned in the start of the video and podcast, everyone. So he's the new head coach of the Black Ferns. I've long considered him, and I can probably do a YouTube video on this as well. I've long considered him one of New Zealand's greatest ever coaches. Is there any particular approach to coaching that he takes that you two think can help the team succeed?
Man, yeah, he's amazing. I'm still buzzing that I get to talk to him on a day-to-day basis. And he knows, like, when I first walked into the team, he's like, "Hello, Kelsey," and I was like, "Oh my god,
he knows my name."
Like, just those sort of things. But yeah, he's a legend, and I think at trainings he puts pressure on us. Like, he doesn't take it slightly. He treats us like, I don't know, the boys, like we women, but he doesn't treat us any different in a good way. Yeah, just pressure. And I think, and then afterward, you know, you get really mad because you're like, oh my god, and he's like yelling at you and you're just like, oh my god. But then afterwards he was like, how was that pressure? What did you do to get yourself out of that? And so I think when you watch the All Blacks and they are in those high pressure moments, and then you see them do something magical off that, you're like, wow, this must be really what they train. You know, he tries to teach us what we are training to do is how we are going to play. And so I'm very excited to see how we do work in those pressure moments coming Monday, because yeah, he's put us through a lot of good pressure moments, and so it's really helping us a lot.
Yeah,
she said it all.
I still remember the day the call got made, and I was like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I can imagine just how much he's doing for the team and stuff. Like, how did it feel, like, knowing that he knew your name and stuff, like knowing that he had the faith in you and all that? Like,
well, because I actually went up to, I was in, what's his, Ted?
Henry, yeah.
Yeah, Graham Henry. Oh my god.
Just call him Ted.
You know what I mean. You know what I mean. I walked up to him and I was like, oh, like, kia ora and Kaipo, and he's like, oh yeah, I know who you are. And I was just like, what the heck? Like, what? You know who I am? So it was crazy. And then like my papa like loves both of them. He's really into rugby, and like once he found out, he was like, you need to get a photo with them and all of this stuff. And I was like, yeah, don't worry, I will. Took a photo with them, sent it to my paps, and he was super excited.
I love the heartwarming stories and stuff. Another heartwarmer. These two have been kind enough to tell me that they have been named to play against the Wallaroos, Australia's team, on Monday. I don't know the full team sheet, just to disclose, because to you guys watching and listening, I'm recording this on a Friday, but I do know Kaipo and Kelsey are playing. So your test debut scheduled for Monday against Australia. How excited are you to run out, sing the national anthem, perform the haka, and play?
Oh, I think I've just had so many dreams about this as a little girl, and I guess being contracted to the Sevens, and then my debut for 15s is coming before that. It's pretty surreal, and we've been practicing the haka, and we've got it down packed, I think. I think it'll just be a real proud moment, and not to go too deep, but my nan, she passed away coming up 2 years in July, and before she passed away, I told her that I would make it, and so now to be able to run onto that field, I think, and sing the national anthem and actually have a cap to my name, I think that would be just amazing.
Unreal. How about your feelings and stuff, Kaipo? Nerves, excitement. How about you?
It's such like a heartwarming thing to talk about, because I don't even want to talk about it. No, my family means honestly so much to me. And my nan and paps are coming to watch, my mum and my sisters, and just seeing them like out in the stands it's going to break me, and I know I'm going to start crying, because I'm doing this for them, not just myself, but I'm also like doing everything for them too, because they mean so much to me, and I've told them one day like I am going to make it, and I'm here with this one.
Doing it together. I think just looking back and being little kids and just doing rugby for the fun of it, and then now to be doing the job at this age, like people, go through the toughest times, injuries come to play. Like I reckon Kaipo would have been named last year to go on tour, but her injury, and after her injury, I made a post and I said, like, oh my sis, like I'm feeling so bad for you right now, but this isn't the end. Like I know she's going to come back stronger, and this setback will only make her come back stronger, and then she's here now, and so I think I manifested that.
I don't think you're wrong there at all. Kaipo probably would have been picked for last year by Glenn Moore and stuff if she weren't injured. Righto, so the big question though, the Black Ferns are winning the World Cup yet again. I'm confident in this happening, everyone, to everyone that's listening. But what impact do you two believe this would have on New Zealand rugby, or even on girls in New Zealand who are playing and stuff like that?
Just going off the girls' tour, and I think all the stuff that happened with that, it was pretty hard to take for the girls, and even coming into the environment, you can feel that mauri and that wairua, but now it's like fresh, it feels new, and I think that we have a lot to bring, and it's not the end. We've got nothing to lose, and I think the building steps that we're taking now are going to reap the rewards when it comes to the World Cup, and I think the girls are going to do amazing whether I'm in it or not. I'm just excited for it to take off, and I think girls rugby in general is taking off, and it's exciting to see. Like I went down to watch one of my coaches, Crystal Coa's boys play, and there was like 5 girls in a team, compared to the one in the team. and they're running around the boys. It's like, it's just crazy. And it's like, girls have so much potential. And I think once it changes from being girls and boys rugby to just rugby in general, I think that would be pretty cool.
For sure. What kind of impact do you think it could have, Kaipo? Like, and how would you feel like lifting the trophy even since you're probably going to get picked?
Oh, hopefully I get picked. That's another dream of mine. And even if I don't, like, and the girls win, like, that's such a mean, like, how bloody cool would that be to win the Rugby World Cup? And like Kelsey said, like, women's rugby is just getting better every single day, and it's honestly so cool to see. We actually went to Te Puke Intermediate, and we met some of the girls there, some of the girls rugby team, and there was so much of them, and it was so cool to see, just to see like the girls rugby team just coming through and stuff.
Well, definitely given like a sense of pride and everything, because when I first got into rugby in the 2011 World Cup, I remember that I was basically just surrounded by like all the boys in school and stuff, and nowadays the black jerseys, full of account of ladies, seems to be creeping up just a little bit. So I'm very excited about what this World Cup and the Pacific 4 Series can do for women's rugby in New Zealand. It's been a real pleasure to have Kelsey and Kaipo here to join me in preparation for the Test Series. And so I'm going to wish these two all the best for their debuts against Australia, which will be happening the day after this comes out on YouTube. So, geez, best of luck for that, eh?
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, it was super cool. Thank you.
Cheers for viewing the video and listening to the podcast. I'm putting this on Spotify, everybody. Big thank you once again. Cheers to my patrons. And God bless New Zealand and the Black Ferns. See you later.